Hare Krishna friends, in this Udupi, Sthala Purana and history, part 2 episode, we are going to see about a great Krishna devotee and a musician and a composer who wrote so many songs on Krishna, Krishna Kirtanas in Kannada, and brought the Carnatic music to the average people and had that as a mode to spread Krishna Bhakti by name Kanaka Dasa. Kanaka Dasa was from a low class family, the Sudras what they call, right? Low class family who have to face a lot of hardships on the way. But see, we are going to see, the question is, do the real gurus and our God really discriminate? Is the question which you will get answer now. In fact, his real name was Timmappa Nayaka, and he was administrating couple of districts and those things. He was running a family life. All of a sudden his wife and son dies, and in that he turns his life, all of a sudden takes a sharp turn into spirituality. Okay, this is how it all comes along. And then he was given his gurus recognized his Krishna devotion. Okay, and in fact his name Kanaka Dasa was given to him by his spiritual master Vyasaraja. Means Kanaka Dasa was the disciple of Vyasatirtha, who was the founder of Haridas movement, spreading the Krishna Bhakti all around the world. Vyasatirtha know about the heart of Kanaka Dasa. In fact, Vyasatirtha's disciples were not very happy in the first place when he accepted Kanaka Dasa as his disciple. One day, very interesting thing happens. His guru gives a banana to each one of his disciples and says them, now you will go by yourself, and one condition, you have to eat your banana and come back and report to me, okay? And one condition is that nobody should see it, okay? Time starts now, you all can go. And every one of them goes and comes back within few minutes. One banana, right? What a big deal. And they all come back, and every one of the disciples says, you know what, I was in the room, I locked the door and ate, and how they ate, they all share their experience. And here is Kanaka Dasa. Kanaka Dasa has the banana still in the hand, and the guru asks him, what happened? Why you didn't eat? You didn't follow my order. And Kanaka Dasa says with the folded hands, Guruji, I did follow your order, and I was trying to eat by nobody seeing it. But the problem is, wherever I see Krishna. Wherever I see Krishna. And I couldn't see a place where Krishna is not there. So how can I eat the banana? If I eat the banana, it will be disobeying your order, he says. And now the disciples get the message. Okay? It also happens one time, his guru comes from the puja, and he wants to teach the disciples, all the disciples who sometimes discriminate Kanaka Dasa, especially in those times. And he, with the folded fist, the guru asks every disciple, what is there in my hand? Everybody knows his hands were, nothing was there in his hand, and he was just finishing the puja and came. So everybody says nothing is there in it. But Kanaka Dasa says God is in your hand. Okay? And he opens the fist, and there is a saligrama. So the disciples understand his power. So this is a story of Kanaka Dasa, and you cannot separate the Udupi temple from Kanaka Dasa at all. Okay? There is a reason for it. That's why we are going to see this as a part of the history here. Kanaka Dasa, Vyasatirtha invited him to Udupi. Okay, and Kanaka Dasa comes to Udupi. But in those days, he was not allowed inside the temple. And even after the request of Vyasatirtha, the vested interest in the temple was not ready to allow him inside the temple. Can you believe this? So, Vyasatirtha has arranged a hut for him to stay outside the temple. Now, there is a mandap in that place. Mandap means small mandap. You can see it when you go to the temple. This is called in front of Kanaka Gopura. You see a small mandap where the hut of Kanaka Dasa was there, where he stayed. And Kanaka Dasa comes and stands in front of the temple and sings Krishna songs. Unbelievable. But he won't be allowed inside the temple. Okay, see, but you have to understand, our God is not discriminatory. Our God never discriminates. And you will see in our entire history, all the real gurus and saints never discriminated anybody. It was the vested interest which always picked up their head here and there. Okay? That's what, this is nothing to do with one community. It is to do with anybody who is close to the power or in the power. Okay, that's what it all boils down to. And he was not allowed, so he was standing on the outside of the temple and for months, and he was for a long time, and he was singing Krishna Kirtanas. And he was singing about the equality of human being in the eyes of God. On one night, Krishna was devastated with the pain in the heart of his devotee. Who wants to have darshan of Krishna? Who wants to see his eyes and sing, but was stopped by the vested interest? Now, the temple vow breaks. Can you believe that? Breaks like this. And Krishna, normally you will see in every temple, the deity always faces the east side. He was not allowed through the main door. So Kanaka Dasa was standing behind the deity. So Krishna turns back like this. Okay? Turns back like this and gives darshan to Kanaka Dasa. Unbelievable. That wall opened, broken like this. And now also you will see, when you go to the Udupi temple, you will enter from the front, but you have to come through the back and see through a window with the 9 holes in it. It's called as Kanaka Kindi. Okay? So now the devotees who go there, they will not have darshan like in any other temple where you can see the open door and see Krishna. You have to come on the back side and see through the Kanaka Kidiki with the 9 holes. See, now Vyasatirtha says, people want to plaster it and repair the temple. And Vyasatirtha says, no, it is a reminder for us from God that human being is equal and they all have to be treated equal. So he orders not to put the plastering and repair the wall. Rather, he keeps a 9-hole window there so that we can always remember about Kanaka Dasa and how our God is always standing for the helpless and the poor and the devotees. It's a story of love, passion of the God and the Gurus in our Sanatana Dharma, irrespective of what vested interest wanted. And now the 9 holes also being said that when you go to Udupi and have a darshan of Krishna through the Kanaka Kindi, all your Navagraha dosha goes also. That is also symbolism for the 9 holes of the Kindi. Kindi is Kidiki, what they call, right, in Kannada. It's unbelievable. Then everybody knows the greatness of Kanaka Dasa, and then they give him first respect in the temple. This is the story of a devotee who was blocked from getting in and having a darshan of Bhagavan Krishna, and how Bhagavan Krishna turned. Okay, now even today, all the mud sadhus, when they come also, when they go for puja, they cannot enter through the front door. They have to have a darshan through the Kanaka Kindi, and then they enter into the main sanctum. It's an unbelievable story. And in fact, Vyasatirtha once sees Kanaka Dasa, when he was staying outside. Real gurus can see it. It's a vested interest where the problem is. Okay? And Vyasa Tirtha sees Kanaka Dasa while staying outside. He takes the pieces of the rotis that is coming out of the temple kitchen. And also Kanaka Dasa sees a small hole through which the ganji, the remaining of the thing that comes out when you boil the rice and make rice food, right? And that comes through that hole, and Kanaka Dasa catches that in a small coconut shell, and before eating he offers it to God. See, we are going to show you the importance of the doing Naivedyam. Kanaka Dasa, even in that situation, even in the situation where he was restricted from the temple to get in, even in that situation he didn't have no resources to get food. Even then, whatever he got for food, he did Naivedyam. He did offer to the God. The importance, we will see it in the next video. Okay, you can see it in our other video about the importance of offering to God. And Vyasa Tirtha says Krishna is accepting what Kanaka Dasa is offering, the ganji that comes out of the kitchen, what he catches in the small coconut shell and the roti pieces he collected and offered. Krishna happily accepts that. He says this to the temple devotees, and from that day, on remembrance of Kanaka Dasa, this ganji and roti is being offered to Krishna even today. It's incredible. Folks, I am saying you, in Udupi, when you keep your feet in Udupi, when you go to Udupi with the devotion to Krishna in the heart, like Kanaka Dasa did, all your worries flies off. You get blessed abundantly and exceedingly. Hope you enjoyed the Sthala Purana and the history of Udupi Krishna, and hope you have made a decision to go there at least once, because it's a right thing to do, it's a best place to go, it's a heaven on earth. Hope you enjoy it. May Krishna bless you with all the wealth, health, peace, prosperity, happiness, everything in abundance. Hare Krishna.